Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tornyi, and this is e.TVGhana's African Women's Voices show. As usual, it's Women Crush Wednesday, and we always ask you to ensure that you talk to that particular woman who makes you feel good. And if you're yet to do that, please give her a call, send her a message, or do something nice. You still have some few hours to go today. All right. If you're watching us for the first time, this is the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. I am beautifully styled by Afariwa Styles. My makeup was done by Second Image. My hair was provided by Awo's Hair. And I've got several other sponsors I'm going to be introducing you to in the course of the program. Well, we have a very beautiful lady here with us today, and I'm going to be introducing her to you right now. The good thing about her is that she's someone that you've been seeing on screen for beauty reasons, but she's coming back on the screen because something special and beautiful is bringing her back to the screen, and I'm going to let her talk to us about it. Ladies and gentlemen, let the drum roll begin as we all make welcome Miss Bedu. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right, could you just reintroduce yourself to the entire audience so that they're very sure that you're the one that they've been seeing?
Yes, I am the one, and my name is now Mrs. Dora Bedu Owusu-Adoma.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. So how has it been as somebody who has been contesting in beauty pageants? How has the experience been?
The experience, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So it started in university, Ghana Institute of Journalism, and I was part of Face of GIJ. From there, I went on to contest in Ghana's Most Beautiful.
Okay.
TV3 is Ghana's Most Beautiful, where I represented the Ashanti region, and it's been amazing.
Okay. You represented the Ashanti region.
Yes, I did.
And you really look lovely too, like an Ashanti lady.
Yeah, I took a course on
Okay, so the exciting thing about you today that we want to let our audience know is that she's actually going to be hosting a program here on e.TVGhana. And we're going to be finding out a lot more about the program. The program is titled Unscripted, right?
Bedu's Unscripted.
Bedu's Unscripted. Did you hear her say that? Bedu's Unscripted.
But you can even stretch it. So we say, Unscripted.
Okay. Bedu's Unscripted. Did I get it right?
You get it right.
It's going to be happening here, you know, on e.TV. So give us the details. When exactly are we premiering Bedu's Unscripted?
So Unscripted premieres this Sunday, coming Sunday, right here on e.TVGhana at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. So please, you know, you've been watching us from morning, you know, all our programs. We've got an interesting lineup for you every day on e.TV, and we are adding something extra for you. So as you've been watching us right at 7 p.m., you need to still stick and stay because we're going to be premiering Unscripted. So what is Unscripted going to be about?
Okay, so Bedu's Unscripted is a lifestyle entertainment TV show that affords viewers a personal feel of the fan side of our favorite individuals, so our favorite personalities. It could be in all the industries, so sports, media, religion, divinity, and education, everyone. So we interview them, and it's not also, again, Bedu's Unscripted is not only entertainment. I call it edutaining or edutainment because we educate. We have an episode in it where the guest gets to teach us a word. So for all the 52 weeks in a year, every week you get to learn a word.
A new word.
A new word on the show.
Well, that's beautiful. So you mean that aside profiling or getting to know our favorite personalities on your show, we also get the chance to learn something extra, and that is new words, new English words.
Exactly.
So the guest will have to be the one to give out the new word?
Yes.
Okay.
But my producers will talk to you, and if you don't have a word, we can help. But all our guests, I'm sure, would have words to teach.
To teach.
Yes, they
wow,
are.
that's fun.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so so I mean, who would you say is your target audience for this? Is it for the young at heart? Is it for women? Is it for men? Who are you targeting?
But this unscripted is for everyone. We have people who are old, but they feel they are youthful at heart.
Okay.
They feel very young. They are also youthful at heart. Not those who are young at heart, but those who are old, but then they still want to. And everyone who loves entertainment and who loves to be educated, who wants to know their life, who wants to be inspired by Ghanaian individuals, people who inspire them, people they look up to. So it's for everyone.
Oh, nice. All right. We are all doing the talking, saying it's a very nice one. I would like us to take a look at how Bedu's Unscripted is going to be looking like on your screens. So do stay.
Lonely people.
Senior high school. I hear you went to Doma.
Please. So
tell us.
Bloggers, why? What have I done to you?
One shout.
One shout. What's one shout? Bloggers, my one then. Because I am in Tassie. What's the Moko Doman? When you met Doman, I want to understand why. I went to the school.
The school?
Ghana has school back up in California.
School's not Dawson.
There's only one.
Well, minimum school back up.
School.
Just senior high. Just senior high.
Jaso? What'd you say?
I said Jaso.
What?
Jaso.
Jaso senior high.
You have a bus. Bus na friend Obusum Yellow.
Obusum Yellow.
Who school bus na friend say?
Mebao. Obusum Yellow. Bosum Pyong school nana.
I tell you.
Atajwa. Atajwa for me.
How's school life? Senior high school. Any memories?
So many memories.
You see how certain people, behave when they attend some schools. I went to the school. Yeah. Really.
Can you imagine? I'm happy and sad at the same time because my school is not part of this because it's for National Science and Maths quiz. But I'm rooting for OWAS Akatechi. I want them to win.
You want them to win?
That year Presec, I have friends who attended Presec and they've been making a lot of noise about it. And I really hope it. So you have to. Some people say the school.
And the interesting thing is that the guy who says he attended the school, the guest on the show that you were having, where is the school right now in the Science and Maths quiz?
I think I have to ask him.
Okay, this is really going to be fun. So I'd like us to emphasize again the day it's premiering. It's this Sunday, right?
This Sunday.
At 7 p.m. on e.TVGhana. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us and for letting our audience know that something beautiful is coming. We look forward to this program and we know that there's a lot to be learnt out of it. Aside the new word you mentioned, I'm very sure there are other segments that you want to keep under wraps for now until they get to watch it at 7 p.m. All right, thank you so much. So we're going to be going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, the show continues. Do stick and stay. And you're welcome back to e.TVGhana's African Women's Voices show. Today, we joined the world to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As we know, it's a pink month, and that's why I've got my pinky here, because we all support the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are advocating and ensuring that everyone gets to know what they should around breast cancer awareness. But did you know that breast cancer is the most popular cancer that's affecting a lot of women in sub-Saharan Africa? It is. And did you also know that most times people fear to get a screening because of what it is they're going to be hearing? They do not want to hear as to whether it's positive or negative, and so for that reason, they don't even show up at all. And did you also know that if you check yourself early enough, you get the chance to be able to get better treatment? Well, we've got a lot more to reveal to you today on the show as we discuss breast cancer and everything you need to know, or would I say most of what you need to know around breast cancer. So today we are going to be talking to a very beautiful doctor who is called Dr. Ruth Sam. She's going to be taking us through the conversation today. Doctor, you are welcome to the show.
All right. Thank you for having me.
You look really dashing.
Oh.
I really love the way you're looking. That's so nice.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You know, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have been looking forward to this month because it's really an important month for a lot of women.
Exactly.
And there's been a lot of talk around it. A lot of times we hear, you know, for many years, we keep hearing, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to get checked, you need to get screened.
Yeah.
The numbers are increasing and people are not getting screened. People are not turning up in the hospitals because of the fear. Some even believe it's something spiritual and all of that.
Yes.
Could you just take us through just a recap or a summary of exactly what it is, you know, when we talk about breast cancer?
All right. So we hear breast cancer, breast cancer. Let's start with what is cancer. So the human body is made up of cells. And these cells, to enable us to grow, they keep renewing, they keep changing. We have some dying off and we have it being replaced. So in this process, sometimes some of the regulatory mechanisms fail, and then you have these replication of cells getting out of hand. So that is cancer, when you have the cell division not occurring the way it should. So cancer can affect any part of the body. Any part of the body there's growth, you can have cancer there. So when it occurs in the breasts, then we say breast cancer.
Okay.
All right. So why are we making noise about breast cancer so much? Because breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer death in women. And this is not to say men do not get breast cancer, but men can also get it.
Breast cancer, yes.
But you can have 1 in 10 women getting breast cancer at a point in time in their lives. So it's important that we raise awareness. This is because early detection of breast cancer is key to survival. And it's simple. Just by checking it yourself, we detect it early, we give you options, and then chances of survival are increased. So that is why internationally the month of October has been set aside to just create awareness so that more people are informed, more people are captured, more people are encouraged to seek help. People shouldn't see it as a death sentence, but rather the more information we give, we are empowered, it gives hope, it encourages people to want to fight it, and then gradually, the numbers will be reduced.
Okay. All right. So it is known that in some cases it's hereditary.
Yes.
So once it runs in the family, it means that you are actually really exposed to it and you are probably likely to, you know, contract it. So aside it being hereditary, is it possible that our lifestyle choices can also expose us to, you know, risk factors around breast cancer?
Yes, but let me start from here. Some people may not understand what you mean by hereditary. Hereditary means it runs in families and it's one of the top risk factors for breast cancer. I usually like to divide the factors into the ones you can do something about, like you mentioned, our lifestyle, and then the ones you can't do anything about, like the hereditary.
Okay.
For instance, you can't change whether your mom, your sister, your grandmother may have had breast cancer. It runs in the family. You cannot change your genetics. That's your cell components. If you have what we call as the BRCA1, BRCA2 gene, you can't do anything about that. You can't change the fact that you are a woman. Once you're a woman, you have higher chances of having breast cancer. But then again, there are other things you can do something about. For example, when you're obese, you are more exposed to getting breast cancer.
Okay.
When you smoke, when you drink alcohol, little exercise, all these things put you at risk.
So meaning that the exercise has to be adequate, because you mentioned little exercise.
Yes.
Some people just do a little and they feel like, okay, that's good enough. But you need to actually, you know, improve on the exercises.
Yes. And then one thing I must touch on is with breast cancer, hormones really do play a role.
Okay.
In that, because we women have the estrogen, progesterone hormones. These control all the changes in our body in terms of when you get your period, when your period stops, menopause and all that. So estrogen really plays a role. Even when you have your menstrual period quite early, and then when you have your menopause ending quite late, you are exposed to the estrogen hormone for a longer period, and that also puts you at risk. But this is something you cannot change.
Yes.
Exactly. But one thing we should pay attention to is, for example, taking oral contraceptives. You should always consult a professional before you do, because research has shown that taking an oral contraceptive for more than 5 years can also increase your risk of having breast cancer.
Okay, so that's why you need to talk to your practitioner. He's
Yes.
going to check you out and know, whether this would fit or whether it's going to suit you.
Yes.
So you don't just decide to choose a particular, family planning method. You just need to consult.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. Okay, so now that we're talking about, the breast, we understand, or a lot of people understand, that the breast is just a fleshy part on the front part of our, the chest.
Yes.
But doctors think differently, and they say that it goes beyond that.
Yes.
So we've got some visuals that is going to help our audience to be carried along as to exactly where it is that you can locate the breast and what really happens around that area of your body. So that if you begin to experience changes, then you will know very well that, okay, something is not right. So if we can have some of the footages about how the breast actually looks like and where you need to begin to, observe.
Exactly.
Before we then go into how you should begin to, observe it to know whether you're having a problem or not.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to be queuing to a short video that is going to get our people who are maybe joining us right now to understand again what it means to have breast cancer.
Okay.
All right.
So
very close to us, like she was more like a mom and a dad to us. Yeah. She was more of part of us. We're family. You could feel that sometimes when you are happy, like you are with your colleagues and all that, then you remember. Sometimes if I go to the kitchen and I see the utensils and all that, then I'll remember about, like, hey, I'll just get that picture that, oh, she's around cooking or something like.
Breast cancer is an abnormal growth of tissue or cells within the breast. The breast is made up of cells that grow and die naturally. But when these cells refuse to die and they continue to grow and keep multiplying, then that is what we call breast cancer.
A lot of people do believe that breast cancer is a spiritual disease, but breast cancer is actually one of the most researched cancers worldwide.
So you're welcome back. That was actually a story being told by someone who probably has lost the mother to, to the cancer. And to remind himself of his mother, he just goes into the kitchen and he's looking at the utensils. So, well, we have a lot of people who have got such stories, and we would encourage you to be strong and then keep living. And for those of you who have heard about the whole situation, also be strong and ensure that you give yourself a breast examination. So those of us who don't know how to do our examination, our doctor here is going to help us to go through it for us to know that there's a routine we need to practice every day. As a woman, you need to keep checking, certain portions of your body. So doctor, take it away.
All right. So, like you rightly said, I think as women, we need to just take charge of our bodies. Some people are even shy to touch their own breast, I must say. But as you can see, at least once a month, just take your time. I usually say, first of all, stand in the mirror and just observe the breast. The more often you do it, you become accustomed to how your breast looks. So the moment you see something that is different, it will strike you. So usually we would say, if you're starting with your left breast, just put your right hand behind your head. You can be lying down. I find that when you're lying down, it's easier. So you just start in a circular motion. Do not use your fingertips, but use the pad of your fingers, but not the tips per se, and just poke all around. No. So when you're lying down and you're flat that way, what you need to do is try and press the breast tissue against your chest wall. So that if there is something there, you are able to actually feel it, and just do it in the circular motion. So just try and cover all around the breasts, okay? So if you decide to, let's say, start from the 12 o'clock direction, you just move gradually round and round, just moving in a circular motion, just trying to cover every aspect of your breasts. For some people who do have larger breasts, it's a bit cumbersome.
Yes, I was coming to that. So what about those who have got, you know, who are really endowed?
Yes, even when we have patients like that as doctors, we also struggle. So do not worry at all. Do not be dismayed. So what you need to just do is just try and cover every part of your breast. That way, you may need to use your other hand to just support you, whilst you just try and move in a circular motion and rub the tissue. And
what do you want the person to be feeling for? What should we feel?
This is supposed to actually help you to pick up any mass, or let me just use a simple term, a lump. Okay. The breast itself is not smooth. It's made up of tissue. That's the reason why I try to encourage people, do it very often, so that it's not when you feel something you're wondering, no, it's like you're not really sure.
Perfect, because if it's something you do all the time, if there's a change, you definitely know that something is not right.
Exactly. And another thing too is the inspection aspect. Every time you try and inspect, because there are some changes that can occur on the skin. So there are some pictures I think available. You can look for the peeling, like a rash.
All right, so do we have that on the screen, the peeling or rash around the breast area that could show that all is not well?
So this is occurring around the nipple. So anytime you see this sort of peeling, is something that quickly you must go to hospital. You can also have the dimpling.
But I'd like to crave the indulgence of our audience, you know, about the pictures. Some of them could be graphic to them, and viewer discretion is actually advised. Okay.
You can also have cracking and bleeding, any discharge. In fact, any discharge from the nipple, apart from breast milk. But even when you see breast milk, when you're not breastfeeding, please report to the hospital. Whether you find that it's bloody, whether it's like toothpaste, anything foul, any liquid at all that you find coming from your nipple, please do report to hospital. Sometimes the breast can appear like what we call the peau d'orange, which is French meaning the orange skin, like the skin of the orange. So if you're familiar with how the skin looks, you see like, exactly, there you go. So you see this kind of dotted appearance, you need to report to hospital. You can even have what we call the nipple retraction. This is more showing more of the peau d'orange.
So that's the retraction?
Yes. The peau d'orange is actually the skin. You can see the dotted appearance. But you can see that this nipple is a bit pulling in. So with something like that, that's why I'm saying it's good to always stand in front of the mirror. You raise your hand slowly above your head this way. So if there's something, immediately you are able to pick it and see that, no, maybe the two breasts are not equal in size. No one has their breast
the same size.
But evidently, when you find that one is now much larger than the other, or there's a huge disparity, it must strike you, quickly report to hospital.
Okay, so now that we are talking about examining, you know, the fleshy part, is that the only place to examine? Because sometimes we are also made to, you know, check the portions, you know, above and around our other parts, our armpits and all of that.
Yes.
Could you take us through it?
So usually when we are even talking about the breast, I think we should just say the area below your collarbone, all that area you must actually try and palpate, that is feel for any mass there, including your armpits, because of what we call the lymph nodes that drain the breast. I actually had one patient that didn't have any characteristic sign within the breast. What she had was a lump in her armpit, but she assumed it was probably a boil. And never took it seriously. She just thought, oh, I have this boil that really is just sitting there. So she presented to hospital with back pain. Now investigating, we realized that no, it was actually spread from the breast. So breast cancer can spread. It doesn't just stay within the breast. It can move to your brain, it can go to your lungs, it can go to your liver, it can go to your spine. So when you're doing the examination, apart from concentrating on just what we think should be in your bra, you actually have to try and palpate all this area below your collarbone as well as your armpits. Okay. To feel for anything that is odd, any lump, any pain at all, please do report to hospital where a professional will do it more thoroughly and know what further steps to take for you.
So in the case of this patient you're referring to, if only she had reported the boil that she was suspecting early enough, it probably wouldn't have, you know, spread towards her back for her to have the back pain. It was the back pain she thought she had that actually made you to see that there was something else happening around, you know, her, which was breast cancer that had spread to that part of her body.
That's why the awareness is important, because probably she just had no idea what she was dealing with. That's why we are just trying to create awareness to encourage people to seek medical attention
for anything they find really uncomfortable around these parts of their body. So it could even come in the form of a cough. For instance, if it's gotten to your lungs, then you may begin to exhibit some kind of cough and you think that you've got a cold. You're busy taking cough syrups, not knowing that it could be this spreading to this part of your body. So that's the reason why you need to self-examine. Self-examine, okay? So I think we're going to be going on a very quick commercial break. When we return, we are going to be continuing the rest of the conversation. All right. You're welcome back to e.TVGhana's African Women's Voices show, and we are also joining the world to commemorate or to spread awareness around breast cancer and this entire month of October. And I want to say I've gone onto our Facebook page and I've seen a lot of waves from several of you. Agnes Norte, you are sending a wave. Alice Duka, you're also sending us a wave. Cheloko Okoye from Nigeria. Gloria Okereke from the UK. Kay Williams from Accra is also sending her wave. And I also see Nani, she's also sending her wave from Accra as well. And we have several of you all sending in your comments and your messages. At some point, I'm going to read them out and then share the information that you need to get out of it, okay? All right, thank you so much for at least watching us on Facebook. I want you to continue to watch e.TVGhana's African Women's Voices show on e.TV Ghana or live on Facebook. So we continue the conversation. Just before we went on the break, we were talking about the fact that people need to observe what happens to their breast and to, you know, areas around it. So like you mentioned, the collarbone and even around the armpit as well. And the best way to examine yourself is to raise your hand up. If it's you want to do your left breast, you raise the right one and lie down so that you really get a feel of how everything going on in your breast is like. So if you've not tried it, please, you can be trying it right now, or right after the show, you get busy, you know, with having to examine yourself. So, as women, we do a lot of breastfeeding for those who have started having children. And we also hear that breastfeeding has a way of making you, you know, to be less, or would I say, to have less risk towards, it reduces your risk towards having breast cancer. How true is this?
Well, it's true. Like I mentioned earlier, because of the hormonal role that it plays, that's the estrogen, what happens is during breastfeeding, you have estrogen. During breastfeeding, estrogen is inhibited. That's estrogen is blocked off by the hormone that controls breastfeeding, that's prolactin.
Okay.
So it reduces the period that you are exposed to the estrogen. So the longer you breastfeed, the more multiple times you breastfeed. Doesn't mean everyone should go ahead and always try and get pregnant and breastfeed, but it just reduces your exposure to estrogen.
Okay.
So it also reduces your risk.
Okay.
Now, because of this, a lot of men have been asking, so by breastfeeding,
feeding the baby, do we need to breastfeed the men as well?
whether it's also protective. Research hasn't proven that men sucking breasts when the woman is not actually breastfeeding or anything, whether it's protective. No research has come out yet. So we can't say that men helping actually plays a role. Yes.
Okay, maybe somehow it gets them to bond better. Let's talk about bonding, maybe not about the cancer, but at least you bond better when
the way
it happens.
Maybe men can help is also help with the examination.
Okay.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
That's
because, for example, the spouse can help. If you are familiar with your partner's breast, the moment you feel something, it will strike you. You can even point it out. Yes. Point it out to your partner, and you also help in a way.
Okay, all right. I think they are noting that down. Okay, so could that be the reason why it's like being promoted that women should try and breastfeed for as long as 2 years? Because, you know, it helps them to breastfeed longer.
Well, it could be. I mean, the 2 years, I think, is really concentrating on the child getting, yes, but it does play a role. It does play a role.
Okay. All right. So now let's go on to the messages we are receiving and what people are asking. Okay, we see away from Giftina, Shika Solomon. Thank you very much. Nana Kwame, Paul Agape also is Edna's away. Thank you so much. We see you all. Let's ask the messages that are being asked here, the questions that are being asked here. Someone is asking, does wearing an underwire bra cause breast cancer? You know, sometimes when you wear the underwire bra, sometimes you say it's pricking you somehow and you feel pains and all of that. But because it gives the breast a very good shape, a lot of women like the underwire bra, you know. So she wants to find out if it could expose you to getting breast cancer.
No, it does not expose you to getting breast cancer.
Okay. All right. So I guess your question has been answered. And we also have another question here where somebody is asking about whether birth control causes it, but you mentioned it earlier on the show,
so
that birth control.
Yes, you should be mindful of the type you use. So it's always better to seek advice from a professional before you get onto any type of birth control. And it's always available. We have public health nurses who have been trained in this. We have doctors who are always ready to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, all right. Another question coming here too is at what age should breast examination begin?
Okay, this is very important. You know, most research we've had before said breast cancer incidence increased with age. So maybe women 50s going, that's when. But actually, we've seen patients as young as 18 years coming in with breast cancer. We've lost patients 25 years coming in with breast cancer. So it's good we are creating awareness. I think by the time you're 18, you should be familiar with breast examination. Even now, we find younger girls who are much more endowed. And I think parents should start, mothers should start educating their children.
Young children. Once you see that they're beginning to develop, you know, the breast, you begin to educate and for them to learn how to examine themselves.
Yes.
To know
and
how it feels.
If you are within a family where there's a history, I think you should always be on the alert.
Okay. All right. And then someone is asking about mammogram. If you can talk to us what mammogram actually is, and then we'll be able to now expand on the question that the person is asking.
Okay, so when you've done your self-examination at home, you've picked something, you're not sure, you come to hospital. The doctor will also do the clinical examination. Now, depending on your age, because of how your breast may be, when you are younger, below 35 years, would recommend the ultrasound scan to take a closer look at your breast. When you're above the age of 35, some people stretch it to 40, would want you to do the mammogram. Now, the mammogram is like an X-ray that it sort of takes the image of the breast. It shows the breast tissue, whether there are any changes in the tissue. So like I said, it's a form of X-ray. Now, we are all familiar with X-rays that they emit some radiation. So some people are a bit worried, am I not rather going to expose myself to getting cancer? I'm not someone going to get cancer anyway. Now you're telling me to go and do a mammogram all the time. Am I now not going to put myself in a dicey situation?
That's actually the question the person is asking. The person wants to know if having mammograms can cause, to, have, a chance of getting breast cancers because of the radiation that she knows that you have to go through.
Yes, that the radiation used during mammogram is very little. And in medicine, we always weigh the benefits against the risk. If you are someone that has a family history, you've lost your mother, you've lost your sister, your grandmother, I don't think you would want to hesitate when you are just going to be exposed to minimal radiation than knowing whether you are safe or not. So having an annual mammogram, I don't think should be very harmful to you. It shouldn't discourage you from wanting to know what is happening to you.
Okay, a lot more women are joining and are sending their waves. I'm enjoying the show. Giftina Shika Solomon is saying, I'm seeing Naomi Kweku, I'm seeing Augustina Stella Ajololo. She's also joined, and they are all saying that they are quite interested in the show around the breast cancer awareness. Kudos to e.TVGhana for bringing this particular episode to us. Oh, join us for the rest of the month. We are still going to be giving you tips around breast cancer awareness. Okay, so still going through some of the questions that are coming in. It's here, it's being asked, if it happens that one is told that she has contracted breast cancer, what questions should the patient ask? So this is the case whereby we've been talking about, like preventive measures or how to examine yourself, in situations where you've not heard that you have breast cancer. So this person now is asking this question: if you have been told that this is what the case is for you, what kind of question are you supposed to be asking your doctor? What should you be asking so that you get a lot more information around it?
Okay, so it is big news to be informed that you have breast cancer. I don't think anyone will be excited to hear such news, and it's not pleasant for us as doctors to deliver such news anyway. But early detection, there's always so much hope. Once it's detected early, we have treatment options available for you. Sometimes we lose a lot of patients at this point because we give them options, they hear the news, and then they are discouraged.
And then they don't show up.
They don't show up. They seek other alternatives which seem to offer more hope. Whether it's really reliable or not, I can't say. But I think as soon as you are informed, you must, what's the word? I've had an aunt experience it, and so it's made me a bit emotional right now, but it's not easy. Let me just talk about her. What she did was she found out on Monday and had her surgery scheduled on Thursday.
Immediately?
Immediately. And she used the whole of Wednesday to cry her eyes out. And Thursday, she had her surgery. So some of these things, you just have to ask your doctor, what am I going to do now? We would let you know there's hope. We would let you know there's treatment available. We would let you know that you need a support system. I think we can never underestimate the value of having a support system during a time of sickness. So family support, church support from anywhere at all is very welcome.
Thank you very much. Talking about support system, I'd like our viewers to also get to know that with this support system, you go a very long way to help somebody who is, dealing with the situation around breast cancer. The doctor also mentioned earlier that breast cancer is not a death sentence. Now we are going to be showing you what's happening to African women across the world who are surviving breast cancer and how they got to deal with it. Do stay tuned and watch.
The minute you want to have a conversation with me, the first thing I'll say to you is, I am really special. I have one breast. Would you like to see it?
I never lost my self-confidence and esteem. I think it shows.
Yes, I lost a breast because of cancer, but no, it has not made me any less of a woman. I am strong, I am confident, I am a mother, and I am a leader in my own space.
My name is Makosi Musambasi. I'm from Zimbabwe. I have a single mastectomy, and that happened in 2017.
How did it make you feel when you got the mastectomy?
Well, how did I feel when I got the mastectomy? Well, the idea of getting the mastectomy freaked me out more than the mastectomy itself. So when I was told I had breast cancer, I knew that my breasts, in my own opinion, both of them had to go. So that was freaking me out. But post-mastectomy, when I woke up, because I had a reconstruction, so when I woke up and there was something there, minus a nipple, yes, you kind of feel slightly incomplete as a woman, but you're so grateful. I was so grateful that I've been given a second chance at life. So the first thing I said to myself, what is a breast?
My name is Lakindanu. I am a Kenyan. I am a breast cancer survivor. I went through a single mastectomy back in 2008.
Did it affect your sex life, your love life, or your family life?
It has been a challenge even up to now because, being vulnerable to someone and even letting them know that you've gone through cancer and because of that you've lost a breast, it's not easy. But it's something that I have chosen to let everyone know that when I meet someone or a new person, I'll always tell them upfront that I am a breast cancer survivor who has lost one breast. And, so that we can take it from there. So that if they have to leave, they leave. If we have to move on, then we move on.
My name is Blendina Kondoe from Malawi. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I had a single mastectomy in 2013. The breast removal did not make me less of a woman. I didn't feel any different because my husband actually told me that I did not marry your breast. Your breast does not make you any better. I married you for you. So I was treated and are still treated the same. There wasn't any change in our marriage, in our intimacy, in everything that we did. I think it was normal, and I'm thankful for having a supportive and special partner.
After the mastectomy, my breast became an organ, just like my liver and my heart. And what was more important for me was what I have now is healthy. So they were not so sexual. That's why every time I meet someone, the first thing I do is I tell you I have one breast, and if you want to see it, I will show it to you.
I do show a lot of people going through breast cancer my mastectomy scars. For me, they represent hope. They represent a fighter in every woman. I think people don't realize how strong they are until their only option is to fight and be strong.
So I've met so many women who have gone through breast cancer, and the first thing I say to them when they come to me and say, the doctor said it's cancer, I always say to them, it's not a death sentence.
Breast cancer is not a death sentence. And we want to say a very big thank you to all the supportive husbands, in situations like this, for always supporting your women. We had somebody saying that the husband said, I did not marry you for your breasts. There are other good things in you that I appreciate. So if the breast is not there, I still love you all the way. All right, so we are going to be going for a breather. Do stick and stay. The show continues right after. welcome back. If you watched the video we showed about some women who are surviving with breast cancer, it was brought to you by BBC. And if you were not able to watch it, well, just log on to our YouTube channel. You get to watch the video again. Okay. All right. We're going to be opening the phone lines to you right now. If you have any questions that you need a doctor to address and you've not been able to send it on our Facebook page, you have the chance right now to actually give us that call right now. So, doctor, I was going to ask her, now that we are doing, all this awareness, and we are trying to tell people to go and get screened, check their breasts. We are talking to spouses to be supportive and, not make their spouses feel uncomfortable about how their body is looking. How do you think, just asking you, this is not a medical thing, but what would you suggest should be the approach towards children as well? Because, sometimes children know mommy to be in a certain way, and then mommy comes back home after staying in the hospital for some time, she just shows up and she's not looking the same and all of that. Over the top of your head, what would you...
Well, I was during the commercial break, I was just thinking back to some of the patients I'd had.
Yeah.
And I remember some women, and they were having their chemotherapy, and you could see it was hard. It was difficult. And then one woman would be like, "Oh, member susa." That's what she said.
My children are young.
My children are young. I have to try and get through this. And she was so determined. And you could see she was very sick, but she was trying her very best. And I asked her, how old are they? And she said the oldest is 8. And then I think 6, and then 3. So I was just so taken aback. And I'm just imagining, even if they understood what was happening to their mother, I think it's still going to be our spouses and our families that will be the support system here.
And do you think some kind of counseling is needed for, the family, in general, for them to be able to understand the new situation?
Yes, it's so key. In fact, managing cases like this is not just going to be your general doctor or the surgeon. It's going to be a team approach, because it's what we call a multidisciplinary team, and you cannot underestimate the role that a psychologist would play in it, because everyone needs to go through, the patient herself, the spouse, and even like the children, to be able to understand that it's a phase, things will get better, and just give some hope. Because it's not a death sentence.
Thank you very much. I'm seeing someone commending my outfit, and I like to say my outfit is proudly, sponsored by Afariwa Styles, and she's into contemporary ladies and gents African wear. You can locate Afariwa Styles, the workshop and the showroom at Teshi, Rasta Road, opposite Container Bus Stop. There's also another showroom at Osu, opposite Asanka Local. And you can reach her on the various social media handles like Facebook and Instagram on afariwa.style. She also has got delivery services available. So if you are a size 14, 20, whatever size it is you are, just go onto the Facebook or Instagram page. You look out for a dress you like. You give her a call on 024-671-9366. 024-671-9366. And then she gets to deliver that dress to you. Simple and sorted. So if you've not tried Afariwa Styles, I encourage you to check her out and then pay her a visit, because you would definitely be very proud you did. I would like to say a very big thank you to Chana Shito, our #1 pepper sauce. So if you've not added Chana Shito to your meal, please start doing that now, because without Chana Shito, I'm telling you, food can never be the same. And to my hydration partner, Voltic. Wherever you go, ensure that you move along with your Voltic, and do not say water, keep saying Voltic. That's why Voltic says to you that it's naturally. It should come to you naturally whenever you are taking Voltic. Albi Bite Catering Services is someone who has been providing us with various catering, you know, services here. She does a lot of refreshments, she does drinks, and she can cook both local and continental dishes. You need to give her a call and let her know that you need her to do something, you know, tailor-made for just you and your family, and she'll be able to do that and sort you out. Sankofa Natural Spices. Thank you so much for giving Ghanaians a very natural spice that will make our cooking taste good and natural. I'm not going to let you go, okay? So before you go, I'd like you to do something for me. I'd like you to tell Ghanaians, you know, to go and get screened. Ghanaian women especially, to go and get screened. It would be nice if you're able to say it's one of the local languages. It will not be bad, because we want to ensure that every kind of woman, because it doesn't respect those who speak only English or a certain language, so it cuts across. We want everyone to be involved. So while you're thinking through that, I would like to remind our audience also that they should always stay tuned to e.TV Ghana, because Happy FM morning show is always broadcasting from 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and we have Samuel Ishen, Fatih Shaibu Ali, and Raymond Nyamado on set every morning from 5:30 from Monday to Friday. Make a date with us tomorrow. If you didn't get to watch the one on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, tomorrow it will be showing definitely. So I also like you to know that e.TV Ghana is turning 11 on Friday. So if viewers have any special messages for the station, they can send a 30-second video to 020-2222-054. Doctor, do you have your, you know, message right now for our women? Take it away.
See, I'm a fancy.
Okay, Pochoka fancy.
Minu besiafo. Me pede me catch one. Me encourage one. You know, fancy will ask some English. Me pede me encourage one. There one my yen examine yen sheye nufu. Men fair or ye wara waza. Shewe nufu wankasa examine ne hu de se bibi dema ko hospital ko hu doctor catching obeboa wo catcher mpo de enya yare bebia onye wu ayare sawo ho ntika wa komatu ye ntimi nuanum besiafo nyina. Let's take charge and seek help.
Okay, thank you very much. HealthNet actually is organizing free screenings. Tell us about that.
Yes, so HealthNet, we have 2 branches, airport, and then one at, there's one at, La.
Okay.
Yes, so this month of October, we are doing free health screening. And then there's a 50% discount for the ultrasound or mammogram. So please, just pop in. Anytime, 24 hours, we are there.
Nice.
Okay.
So the entire month of October.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This service is
just
happening.
walk in. Even if you have further questions, just walk in. I have a question.
Okay.
Come and ask us.
That's lovely. So it's been a wonderful time with you, my beautiful, beautiful audience. I would like to say I'll see you same time next week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you missed the show, on Saturday 12 noon, the repeat broadcast will be shown to you on e.TV Ghana. So all our sponsors are going to be giving you, you know, packages of the products to say keep up the good work, okay?
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you too for coming. All right, viewers, see you and enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you.